morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. We are on episode 4 in our Perseverance Under Pressure podcast. Today's topic we're going to be discussing is patience. Okay, so patience versus impatience, patience and tolerance. So one of the biggest, virtues, values that you can add to your repertoire is practicing and cultivating patience. All right. Now, one of the things that I've had to work on in my life is practicing patience. There's certain things, and again, with perseverance, right, there has to be a level of patience in order to persevere. You can't be impatient and achieve perseverance, because perseverance means you're going to have to overcome obstacles. You're going to have to deal with things that you don't want to deal with. You're going to have to go through the shitstorm, right, to get to where you're going or want to be. So, when it comes to patience, we've got the definition. The definition of patience is supposedly the capacity or the ability to accept or tolerate something that is challenging your mind, body, and spirit. I actually lied. That's more my definition. The definition didn't really make a ton of sense about, it was pretty much overcoming anything that you don't like. Patience also takes place in the mind, in the body, in the spirit. Stillness takes patience, right? Sitting still. There's nothing bad. There's nothing that's irritating you. It's just stillness. So I prefer that definition of it's the capacity or the ability to accept or tolerate something that is challenging your mind, your body, or your spirit. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? Patience just means something that's challenging for us in that moment. We have to learn how to tolerate or accept what it is as it is, okay? The biggest thing that I really I like the Japanese philosophy. I like the samurai stuff. I think I've talked about this a little bit in some of the other episodes. If I haven't, I will. But from a Zen Buddhism type of teaching, patience would be the teaching of acceptance of reality without complaint. And it would be about the inner fortitude versus suppression. So a lot of people think in order to be patient, you have to not feel annoyed, not feel frustrated, not feel anger. That doesn't mean you're patient just because you're experiencing anger. You don't have to suppress these other emotions, these other feelings. You just have to understand while you're experiencing them, you are practicing patience with them. So nobody has to suppress the anger, the sadness, the irritation, the annoyance that they're feeling. You can't automatically shut off a screaming child. You can't automatically just stop a baby from crying like that because it's annoying you. But practicing patience with the challenging circumstance or obstacle that you're experiencing while experiencing the frustration, the annoyance, the irritation, but choosing not to act out or allow those pieces to manipulate you is the art of cultivating and practicing patience while the screaming child sits there and throws a temper tantrum. Okay, I will tolerate this and I will be patient with you until you are done. So the same concept. Irritation, struggle, frustration, obstacles, the patience that we can cultivate for having to handle or deal with something as it's coming is a huge benefit to you in your journey for whatever it is, life, relationships, career, finance, whatever it is, your goals, your dreams, right? Patience is a key player and a must-have in order for you to persevere and persevere under pressure, right? So another component, because of the SRT work that I do, because of the company that I have, and the education component that I teach other professionals, and in the sense of working with my clients across the country and sometimes seeing people in other countries as I travel, we bring not just mechanical fixing. So again, if you're not aware, if you haven't followed the therapeutic video stuff, SRT, soft stretch release techniques, is a nervous system based approach to stretch therapy, working intentionally with your nervous system, your fascial system, and your lymphatic system in a soft, slow, safe, and supported manner that again directly affects and works with the nervous system and allows a better regulation to occur, which is the brain, the central nervous system, to begin healing and releasing traumas, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, energetic, okay? So when we look at patience, we have to also look at it from the context of, I'm not just going to be patient with my business, patient with my boss, patient with my kids. I'm going to be patient with myself. Because as we bring this whole theory back into healing, into self-awareness, into are you in control of your mind, or is your mind, the emotions, the feelings in control of you? So understanding that when I work with clients and when we talk about healing, healing is non-linear. Healing can take weeks, it can take months, it can take decades, and sometimes people will be working on their healing their entire lives and never achieve that end result. So having patience with understanding the challenges that you're going to face, with understanding the complexities that come with trauma, especially emotional and energetic traumas that people store, that we find trapped within their systems from their past, from their childhood. Having patience with yourself is a huge part of the healing process, because if you aren't patient, you're not going to be able to get to the level of clarity, the level of releasing, the level of surrender that you would need to, right? And I have a lot of people, and I know that there's a lot of people out there where they chase modalities. They're going from doctor to doctor to doctor to physical therapist to massage therapist to chiropractic to acupuncturist. I need you to fix me. I need you to fix me. I need you to fix me. And none of that is any of our responsibilities as professionals. Our job as a professional is to assist in your healing process. It's not my job to heal you. I am not in your mind. I have not experienced the traumas that you are holding on to. And so my job as an educator, as a therapist, as a professional, and as a human being is to guide and assist you on your journey up the mountain, right? I can't walk it for you. Your chiro can't walk it for you. Your therapist, physical, psychologist, psychiatrist, none of us can walk the journey for you. That is something that you have to find inside and practice, whether it's prayer, meditation, grounding, whatever it is. But understand that patience is a part of the process. Pain is a part of the process. Patience is a part of the process. Pressure is a part of the process. Gotta love all those P words, right? And then we're gonna persevere through these pieces, right? So another important piece that I want you guys to remember and understand and think about is that impatience is going to create more stress. It's going to launch more cortisol into your blood system. Impatience is the opposite of regulating your nervous system. Impatience is actually dysregulating your nervous system even more. So when you're already struggling at work, in your job, in your relationship, and you become more impatient, and the challenges and the pressures are triggering you more, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're sliding backwards down that healing slope, right? So creating patience, cultivating patience, becoming aware of the annoyance, the anger, the frustration, the irritation, but observing it from a patient, steadfast mental position is helping to rewire your brain in a more positive manner. Cultivating the patience is going to help create regulation, which is going to lead more to the healing process. Because again, if we are looking at it from a child standpoint, if I'm looking at a child who's coming in the house screaming, breaking down, yelling, they fell down, they hurt themselves, somebody stole their bike, their toy, right? And they're just not in a mental space. They don't understand. They're just in reaction. If you're not patient with them, it's going to create more trauma on some level that they're going to have to move through later on in life. So no child wants to be invalidated. You, your body, your brain, this human vessel, it doesn't want to be invalidated. It doesn't want to be forced and told what to do. It doesn't want to be dictated to and yelled at. So when you're struggling with something, when you're in pain, when your body starts to break down and we keep forcing it, get out there, do this, lift this. You used to be able to do this. Why can't you do this now? It's being invalidated. You're not listening to the system. You're not honoring and acknowledging the trauma that has brought you to this point in time. We're trying to force it. We're trying to move it through where we want it to go, and your body is separate from your mind. It's going to respond, but remember, if you practice patience with a child, you're going to eventually have them doing certain things, and they're going to understand it from a different context. If you have another child that you're impatient with and you're forcing and yelling and screaming and dictating to, they might very well do what you want them to do, but there's going to be a very different mindset between both children. One's going to be more clear and understanding. The other that you've yelled at and dictated to is going to be more resentful, more angry, more bottled up, more negative in perhaps their expressions. So that is our podcast for today, our chat on patience and the need for patience in order to persevere. Without patience, there is no perseverance, because perseverance means you're going to continue to push through challenges, obstacles, struggles that might seem never ending. We talked about my lawsuit. It was a 2.5-year lawsuit. Without patience and the understanding that things take time, I could have given up, and that perseverance to build the company, to do everything that I wanted to do, to continue sharing, wouldn't have existed. So keep that in mind, guys and girls. You need patience in order to persevere, and you might be patient on certain things, and you might find yourself very, very challenged with patience on other aspects or in other aspects of your life. So, as always, guys, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Please leave a like on the video. It helps the algorithm. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, issues, or anything that you want me to cover, talk about, or pick my brain on, please leave a comment in the section, or you can message me privately. And then again, follow us on our other links. We are on Instagram at SRT_therapy, Facebook, SRT Therapy, and you can check out our website, srttherapy.com, if you want to learn more about the healing approach that soft stretch release techniques is and what I teach across the country. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a fantastic week, and we will see you in episode 5.